Greetings, this is Troy Thompson, grandson of Don and Louise Scott, and these are some pictures and videos that I've captured over the last several years I wanted to share.
Here's Don and Louise sitting on the top of the picnic table, Julie standing, and Julie's grandmother, Zell, sitting on the lower bench.
I mean, I lived there till I was in the 7th
Julie
grade.
Chris Ranch
So
House
Julie
in
lived here
1950.
From, what, 5th grade?
Till she went to school in Tacoma, probably.
That's the
Yeah.
first time we ever went out on a ranch, 1950.
Oh, that was that.
Don't give away any more information.
I want to know, what about these family secrets here?
Wait, we
There's a
want.
lot of, this is better than Dallas, for
Yeah,
God's
we've been
sakes.
giving away a lot of stuff for free. Now let's talk about money.
Here are some pictures of the ranch up at Oakland and some video clips.
There's Louise. Still enjoy going up to this ranch and help gather every year or so, gather the calves up, work the cows. A lot of fun. Grandpa, he's calling the sheep in. I think they're going to feed them here. There we are. I don't know what he's feeding them, but they sure like it.
Here's a couple of pictures of Grandpa. He's not too happy about this interview, as you can tell here. Here we are back at the Beddells, ladies and gentlemen, and there's Roy.
Boy.
This is R.D. Scott.
You know what I've never figured out is who watches these things?
Troy watches.
And here is Chris.
Troy watches.
This is Aunt Chris. This is R.D. R.D., say hi.
Hi.
Tell us about the Double Dirty Dally that time.
No, I'm not going to tell you guys about the dirty
Oh,
dally.
you had
Because
the,
I get in trouble every time I say that.
you had it
My
all.
new deal now is, if you guys count, do you count your losings along with your winnings? Or do you just count your winnings like gamblers?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's what I think so too. Yeah.
Gee, we're going to have gravy
You see the
with our
resemblance
cake.
there?
Yeah.
Well, Chris has got a little more hair.
Yuck.
And then he does the running commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Get up, Troy.
I didn't think he... What are you
Yeah,
throwing in on? I didn't think you...
Oh, there's Grandma.
One of those people who go around, and then he...
And there's Doris, and there's Chris.
I sit down and watch these things.
Hey, Grandma.
Kids, yeah.
Hi.
I don't know. No, once in a while. Yeah.
Come on, Grandma. Be a sport about this now.
And then he has his little
He's not in there. I'll start.
Why don't you get over
Have
there,
you got
Chris?
any that we can...
What am I getting over there?
Chris, get over there at the party so I
Yeah,
can
let's let me run it, and you be in it.
Yeah, exactly. You're always running this.
Have
you got some that we can look at?
Yeah.
He's got a little bit larger.
Okay, I'll come over here. Hi, Grandma. We got to do it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Let's show them our dance.
There's the art. Now let's see you do the Charleston. Put the coffee cup down and do the
Charleston.
You
Yeah.
can do it, Chris.
Yeah, Chris can do that. You go.
Yeah.
Let's see you go.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Chris.
I can do the black bottom better.
Can you do it, Chris?
Yeah, that's my best one. They won't come out so you can get them.
Look at these ladies. They're huddling like chickens over here in the coop.
She can do it. She could do it.
Come on, Chris. Let's see it.
Yeah, come on, Chris.
I think we should get another camera, and I can video camera you.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Well, come on, let's look at some of the pictures.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I gotta get.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
There's Gramps.
Wait a minute.
Hey, Troy, you're a pain in the ass.
Okay, all right.
My dad said.
What?
You're a pain in the
You've
ass.
got to go in the bathroom to get
Come
stuff.
on. Come
Come on, Wendy.
You gotta go in the bathroom to get Scott.
Am I?
Uh-huh.
This is Wendy.
Gee, hi.
And there's Joe.
you off.
And here is, yeah, there he is. Tip your hat. Tip your hat, big guy. Hey! Hey, you got that Thompson bald spot on the top too, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
I
this
got
is
her.
Scott, the little cousin.
little cousin.
I don't know. I hope they don't get any smaller.
Is Todd Bragg gonna see this?
Todd and Brad's gonna see this. Yeah. There he is, boys. He's a wrestler.
Yep. Oh. Yeah. Wish you'd stay 12 forever, Seth. That's a good one.
Let's let Grandpa try the hat on Seth again. I
No, I don't think so.
think it fit him awful good. There.
Wait,
Choke on it there.
he's gotta have a handlebar mustache.
Yeah. There you go.
Under your nose.
I never noticed that either. I was gonna say, boy. I'm a steak bull, buddy.
One day you'll see how stupid you look.
What do you mean someday? It won't even be long.
Go look in the mirror.
I've seen worse ones than that already. Yeah, that's pretty good, Seth. Geez, that's big for me. Boy, you must be big-headed.
Cinch it up in the back.
Huh?
Cinch it up in the back.
That's too tight. That's just about right. That's a little loose. Yeah, you can cinch it up a little.
Weird
Not bad,
concept, huh, Julie?
I think I'll take it. I'll take it, Seth. Huh?
You could have made
You
him.
wouldn't say that, boy. Don't do that.
You've told everybody that's me,
How about-
haven't you?
How about the Iowa years ago? Gramps? How about
John, you know there's two people missing in this bunch.
No, I'm not doing any more of that stuff anymore.
They were damned for posterity.
I don't want to be in posterity. I'd rather be in arrears.
Well, I came to
The rear.
address you, not undress you. How about,
I stand before you and not behind you.
yeah.
I'm here to address you and not undress you.
Most famous one. The one, Timber Dan.
Done, man.
Be able to see how he's back, you know, right behind the old catcher's. Get behind the old catcher's field there and take that picture. You can see if you got stripes or balls even.
Is Bryce interested in baseball too?
As much as he,
Uh-huh, yeah.
his age.
Gee, I was reading about this 5-year-old that, playing tennis.
Uh-huh.
3 hours a day or something, maybe 5 hours a day, I don't know. He's 5 years old, I got,
Wow.
anyhow, long time for a 5-year-old
Yeah.
to spend. And then there's a
Stir it
that's
all
a
up
3-year-old sister
So you
that's
don't just
running
eat
around
all
with
the
a
butter and get
tennis
fat?
racket
Huh?
in her hand too.
Uh-huh. That's kind of what he does, is just
Uh-huh.
Troy will help him bat once in a while. His
I
attention
gotta
span
stir it
is,
up. Oops.
Huh?
his attention
You can
span
have
is
that
Yeah.
not
with
much
rice.
yet. You get to eat popcorn. Here, eat this stuff.
I gotta stir it up so they don't get all the butter before I get
Boy, you sure got a tan, Zeph. I told his grandma Julie that you had a tan. He said,
Yeah,
he said,
boy.
yeah, but your dad used to be just like that.
Did you tell him about us going up there yesterday?
No, the folks that we went up on the hill yesterday, the ranch. A lot of disappointment. We didn't go to the house. I didn't want to even go to the house. I didn't want to go up there. But
Ask Troy if we could.
Yeah, you can get some popcorn.
Yeah, but after we got up there, you wanted
You
to go
want some too, Brian?
on up to the corral, Ken.
yeah,
How far'd you go to the?
we went
Up
up
to
there.
the
Come on over here, Bryce, and reach
No
in here and
arena
get some.
there now.
These guys will eat all your popcorn. I made this popcorn for Bryce, you guys.
Sorry.
And I have
What do you mean? What about,
Yeah, Chef. I didn't make it you big grown-ups.
what are you eating for then?
Uh-oh.
I was thinking, far from sin,
Deep,
far from the...
deep in sin.
Oh yeah. I was
You
thinking
don't
deep
sink
in sin,
far.
far from the peaceful shore. I heard the master's love lifted me. Love lifted me. No, I should be able to take up my voice.
We're gonna have to be out on television, Dad. You'll be there just like old Jimmy. Who's the guy that got thrown in jail?
Jimmy Swaggart or somebody.
No,
Oh,
Jimmy Baker.
yeah,
his name?
Jim Baker.
Jim Baker and Tammy.
What have I got in?
That's a, I don't know. What do you see? Good looking guy? We gotta build 2 more ponds, 2 more drawers there.
I'm gonna go out and look at all your pretty yard.
That one we didn't build a
I'll go
bit.
with you, Chris, because then maybe you would like it.
They're leaving you, Troy. All you get is the good looking guys. Don't miss us either, buddy.
Good old Brycer.
Let's see your finger, Gramps.
Yeah, get a...
Hey, Gramps, give me your finger.
I'll give you my finger. Right there.
It's a little short there, Gramps.
German shot this off. I was giving them the finger.
They got both of them.
I used to tell them, yeah, I'll give you this one. It's all the ones, this is the one the Germans shot off. This is one I shot off.
You believe it, Seth?
I know, the tree came down.
Hey, ladies. Hey, girls. How about a smile and a wave? Smile and a wave. This is Grandma Scott and Chris. We're up here at Grandma's. This is her beautiful yard. Well, look at all those flowers. She's got all kinds of flowers here. There's the old tree we used to swing on. Branch right about there in the middle of the picture now. We have an old tire hanging off that. About 20 years ago. There's more of Grandma's house. Here's the back side. Coming on across. There's the kitchen and the porch. There's Gramps. He's coming out to see what we're doing.
We've been walking on the road.
Quite the physique,
We've
huh?
been walking on that road.
That's where I got my moves there, boys. They were inherited.
Somebody's walking on the roof.
There's the porch and kitchen. See the old cherry tree. There's the driveway. There's Brycey.
Hurt yourself. We got that to keep you wild animals out of them.
Way up on the hill here. See if we can see it. Right about in there is our house. Can't quite see it. I think that's it right about there.
Here's one.
And back over up and about there. Oh, somewhere in there is the barn.
Ah. Let's see. Oh, read
See lots of trees.
Cement is dripped off or something.
The house that's right up there on the point of the hill.
They call it a satellite. What is that thing?
Just looking across the river here.
It wasn't hang down.
This is the hill here that we'd have to wait to see before we could open our Christmas presents in the morning. Some more of Grandma's house. This is looking at the front. A lot of rock work here. There's your flower patch up here. This is where vegetables are.
the gang.
service. Who'd you think it was?
You want to try another one?
Hey, who broke the truck?
Well, the fuel run proof wasn't any good anyhow. Well, look at this old truck found in the roof, you know, and those roofs.
There's where I used to milk the old milk cow right there. Frankie's pen was down off in that hole there. This is from up above. This old burrow here. You can see all Grandma's flowers. There's somebody. Oh. You can see all Grandma's flowers here. Flowers all over the place. She's got them all over. There's the rockwork. Goes on down by the driveway. There's a big oak tree right there. Somewhere. There's up somebody. Who is that? It's Chris. Got a beer in her hand there, it looks like. Anyway, that's Grandma and Grandpa's place. There's Dad's pickup. We're up on Grandpa's ranch here. This is up on top. Big cedar tree. And Grandpa's helping him up.
I'll take you down when you get ready. Sit around. Sit way over. There, boy. There, Bryce. How's that?
This is a big oak tree.
You want down? Okay. Oh, there. Bryce wanted down. You want to do that.
See,
You're not playing. Well, we're not playing either. Your
it's
daddy's
a
still
big honker.
over there, see him? Get up. You can't. You can't get in the picture.
There's Grandma and Grandpa.
Smoke.
Zephyrs. Some of the lower limbs are dying now. It used to be a pretty tree. There's Chris.
Okay.
Here's Grandma's favorite calf.
They're laying over there.
There he is. This little guy, he's got some pretty markings. Be a fun one to rope. This is their Simmental bull. He's a big old guy. Here's some pictures of their cows. There's that one got behind that tree on me. There's some horns. There's some big old Severacks. So Cal's got a set of horns on there now. It's a baby. This is still up on Grandma and Grandpa's place. Babies are looking them over. This little guy here, he's related to Marvin. He's into everything. Checking out Grandpa's truck. Ah, something spooked him there. He's gonna take another look. Nah, getting bored with that. Go back and see if he can find Mama. Gal's got to set her horns here now. Can't even barely get him in the picture.
If he's hitting you, move. Nice play, baby.
Cows.
He's a little boy.
Set of horns on now.
With the brown spot down here.
Oh, that's a longhorn calf, I'm pretty sure of that.
Well, you said you could tell that they
Big old set of horns.
How much those girls weigh there? Probably. Be awful close. They're awfully
I don't
good.
think that brown one.
High-headed cow there.
But I seems to me like I remember who's that white-faced calf
Youngster.
with that big brown spot on it.
Well, that's probably her mama right there she's walking with.
Mom, see what I did.
Oh boy. Longhorns that are white faces like that.
That bull, we sold him. We had her and the bull, I guess.
I wonder if that could be one we missed.
Her?
Do you think it looks like a longhorn?
Which one are you talking about?
This Hereford.
Yeah, I
white
do.
face.
I'm going by the, it's already growing a set of horns.
Well,
And she's kissing that mama right there.
I don't know, ask Troy, he knows more about it.
Hi, Grandma.
what do you think?
Who?
This red white face.
White-faced calf there that's walking up with that cow.
Yeah? That one right there?
You think it is a longhorn?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Look at the long legs. Sure, it's a longhorn. It better be.
Not quite thick enough maybe for Hereford, you know, longer legged. Hard to tell with her that way.
Yeah. This age.
Yeah.
The longhorn looks more.
Yeah.
How about these little blocky pinto guys? You
I
think
like
they're
them.
longhorns?
Which one? The little one?
That one there.
Yeah. Hey, you know, I haven't seen that one I call Speckle.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah. Where's his name?
The bull calf?
No.
I like this one up there.
Oh, the last year's?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know where it is. I saw it yesterday. I don't know. Her buddy's right over there. The other one, the black one over there, way over there. That other black one behind this little black one. That's last year's. One over there swishing its tail, got the white all on its tail.
Pretty good size.
Yeah, she's getting to be good size.
Yeah.
The roan one's here somewhere. Be down, but there's some down below. I can see them down over the hill there.
Hey.
Hey, Mama. How about turning the baby? Tell the baby to turn around. We want to take a
You
picture.
want to go see if you can turn it around, Sal? Go walk around behind it?
No, I don't want him to do that. The bull's up there.
I don't like that bull.
I don't want him messing around, Louise.
Nice.
We'll stand there nice, but you can't be. Don't want kids up there going around him. He might decide he could knock them down. He could knock any of us down.
This is her sister over there, that little brown one with her.
Yeah, they really are. They're buddies.
Born about the same time, and they stay together all the time.
Yeah, where's Chocolate at?
We don't see her.
Uh-uh.
You ought to get a picture of Chocolate.
Yeah, it's a brown,
Because
real
she's
brown.
a real deep chocolate. She's got a nice set of horns.
We'll save that little girl.
Grandma's stump. This is her step stump. Step stump.
See, it has sort
This
of
is
a
a
cathedral.
historical landmark.
Cath-
Ray Cole probably chopped this baby down about 10 years ago or more.
Oh no. Ray Cole was here 20 years ago.
20 years ago,
About
Grandma
out of
says.
salt in that
Even-
salt thing.
Little tree growing
No,
there.
about 25 years ago.
25 years ago, Grandma says.
Yeah.
That's a,
This is the stump. Got a big old family photo going here. There we go, we're getting everybody situated. Okay,
This isn't your stump.
everybody
what do you think, buddy?
Whose stump do you think it is?
smile!
Smile, Louise.
Smile! There's Grandma and Grandpa.
Love lifted me.
And Grandpa's famous song.
That was one of my favorite pictures and scenes from up on the ranch. This next video clip is one of Grandpa's favorite sayings regarding Denver Dan.
Julie's favorite, wasn't it? Denver Dan, his hard-boiled gang, Adam O'Toole and Doon. Murray and Wright, they stood one night in the Silver Star Saloon. The door swung back, and the kid in black came walking slowly in to the bandit's lair with a hostile air and looking mighty grim. At last he spoke, and I hoped to choke if he didn't chill you through. His voice was froze as cold as the snows as he faced that lawless crew. Sign from the borderline of Canada through the States, on the trail of a gang I'd follow through hell's gates. A year ago up in Idaho, they killed my pal Jim Kelly, who was going away the following day to marry his sweetheart Nellie. I hit the trail. I've been following it close from coast to coast, and I'm a-thinking that trail ends here. The man I haunt and the man I want, worse than anyone else in the game, is Denver Dan. Now Denver Dan made a grab for his .45, which laid on the polished bar. Too quick on the snatch, he met his match that night in the Silver Star. The kid in black seemed to have wings. His gun seemed to leap to meet the sweep of his hands. The chamber spun and they roared at one, and Denver Dan was no more. He turned on another who dove for cover, too late to escape his lead. And he got 4 more, he hit the floor, a bullet in his heart, stone dead.
So that's the end of the video. Now we're going to just conclude with audio capture and an interview that I did with Grandpa years back.
Okay, tell me the story.
Well, Dad, you can tell that one.
What's the deal here?
That's what Julie was gonna.
Love lifted me.
Yeah, Dad. This is when Julie was gonna walk the marble halls. Remember? That's why she had to go to Station High School.
Yeah, that's what Julie was going to do. Walk
Well,
down the marble corridors.
That's about as close as she.
She wasn't going to walk through any horse shit and stuff like that. Ended up marrying a stupid cowboy. Can you,
That one, yeah.
can you imagine anybody doing that?
Goodness
So you didn't know what this picture is? You don't know what this picture is, Troy?
No,
Really?
no.
Oh, well, that's Julie in front of the United States Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court?
Yeah.
Now, where did you, was this on your trip when you were back to
New York, you dumb bastard.
No, yeah, when
Okay.
Why?
like, we went down to Washington D.C. twice. um,
You ever been in the South, boy?
but that's Julie,
That's Julie in
Julie
Washington,
walk-
D.C., huh?
walking the marble corridors of the
Right.
Supreme Court building. I don't know if that was the first trip, or '99 or.
What's this?
That looks like Julie getting ready to go to bed. To me.
God, that's frightful. She would not be happy if we had that
She
picture.
wouldn't like that one up there,
No.
would she?
Oh God, I hope. Hell, I don't know who could.
That'll be you here in another couple of years. We'll be
Jesus
having pictures of you up
Christ,
there,
look
Grandpa.
at that.
I'd be so.
That'll be the goddamn day, buddy.
Are you recording, Troy?
No, we're just looking at pictures.
Oh.
Goddamn big lunch.
What's this one, Gramps?
I don't know. Picture of Louise, maybe when she was younger.
I think that would be Julie, 58, huh?
That's her Stadium High School graduation picture.
How the hell do I know, buddy?
Okay,
I never saw that picture before.
okay. How about that one?
That probably looks something like you.
What do we got?
That's got to be at 509. Thing.
Who do you think that is, Chris?
Well, I guess it's Julie. That.
I don't know
Yeah,
who the hell it
and
is.
I'm pretty sure it is Julie, but I think that's at. I'm trying to look at the background there. And that's in front of 509 at Japanese. Well, no, there's across the street.
What was 509?
In Tacoma, 509 South 15th. That's where they all live.
Do you want these in case you
Big
need them, Chris?
commune, Commie
Might need
Pico
'em.
liberals,
Aye.
What's this?
For glasses in case you need
Oh,
'em.
thank you.
They might-
I might. you
Recorder's
might
got to
need
get his pencil out now. I didn't
This is a nice little case.
Yeah.
Are these prescription or?
No, they're just Freddy's.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
I'd say, I think maybe you need a little help, Sonny.
Yeah.
509
It's 2 for 1 and I.
South. What was it?
15th
Yeah.
Street,
That's what I'm.
Tacoma, Washington, you
I've got
dumb.
prescription glasses with.
15th.
Well, you know that Julie, they all lived at 509 South 15th Street in Tacoma, that great big old house, Giselle and after the war, well, during the war, when Vic and Dad were off in the war, they all lived there together. And there were other people that lived there too, weren't there, Dad?
What?
Who all lived there? You and Mom lived downstairs in the basement.
Vic and Naomi and
But other people lived
what was the guy, the old bookkeeper with the bad leg?
Jake, but
Yeah, I don't remember all those.
anyway, it was a large.
Shit, I don't remember
I
all.
lived there until after the war. Mom had saved all the money that Dad sent back from the war, and she, when Dad came home from after the bomb, he didn't have to go. He was over then by that time on the Pacific side, and when they dropped the big one, they sent him home. So, of course, he was good going in the front line.
I
and
caught that fly, but he just flew right away.
in the meantime, Mom had bought this house. For how much money, Dad, did she get that house?
I don't know, a couple thousand maybe.
Yeah, and that was with all the money that Dad had sent home during.
Bought this place on in
Yeah.
Tacoma.
Yeah, out by well, now it's where the baseball stadium is. Madison, was that the name of the road? And,
19.
but,
Right, tutors.
so let's see, that would have put Julie at, let's see,
Goddamn truth, too.
in,
That's all we could afford.
I could.
that was 44. When did you come home, Dad, from the
46.
46? So, Julie was, what, 8 years old?
She was born in 39.
Yeah, so
She was born.
Julie was born about December
46,
1st
so-
sometime.
she'd be 7 years old.
She was
when
born
we
in
moved out there.
39.
In L.A.
Yeah,
So we
after I
lived-
got out of the regular army.
So we lived at this place that's west, in the western part of Tacoma. Like when you go toward the Narrows Bridge, it's over that way.
Okay.
Anyway, but so Julie would have lived there from 7 years old until, let's see, they didn't,
So-
Dad and Mom didn't have their own house until 46 then, until after he got
So
the war the second time.
she was born in L.A. in 39. When did she move? When did you guys move to Tacoma?
Well, you know, Dad and Mom met in Fort Lewis. I mean, Mom was living there at 509 then with her mother. And then,
Don't tell him all this stuff. That's family secrets. For Christ's sake.
anyway, yeah, well, Dad knocked Mom up and so,
Knocked her up.
yeah, so she followed him down to LA and so they
No, she did not. I discharged
Oh.
it over in,
yeah, they were hanky-panky around at Fort Lewis. But Dad was still not
That
discharged.
little hanky-panky in Fort
no,
Lewis.
what's the town down by, from Portland? Fort Lawton.
Yeah, in Vancouver.
I discharged there, 1939, June the 15th.
June, and Julie was born December, so you could see.
And I went up to Tacoma and got Louise and her girlfriend Rihanna and my friend Johnny.
Yeah.
And I bought a car up there, a Ford, and never did pay for it. I never did, boy. And I always made sure I parked it in the driveway, and one time I parked out on the street and I reported it stolen. The police said it wasn't stolen, they repossessed it. And I said, geez, I never thought anybody'd go chase you clear across 2 or 3 states to get a goddamn old car, Model T. But they sure as hell did.
Anyway, I don't know, I guess they went to LA to look for,
Yep.
he went to LA to look for work.
Yeah, and I went to work first in a refinery or somewhere where Tex got me a job, but it didn't last. Then I went to work in building that new
Texas
plant
brother,
for, I believe it was going to be a GE plant, manufacture cars there.
In L.A.
Yeah, out of LA, but closer to Huntington Park. But that's close to LA. And Louise wanted to come home, so I told her, go on home. So she went home. So I said, I'm staying here and see if they pay the Christmas bonus. Because we'd struck the lady just before that, and we thought maybe she wouldn't pay it, but she paid the Christmas bonus. So then I left and went up there back up to Tacoma.
That'd have been,
So that
40s, probably the middle of the 40s, maybe even toward the last. But I think more in the middle of the 40s.
what?
Because we didn't even stay down California very long.
how,
No, I bet, Dad, you got out of the regular army in June of 39. When did you go back in again?
I don't know.
41, wasn't it?
No, I went back in 43 probably.
43?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So how old was Julie when this happened and you struck that lady and you stayed around and collected Christmas bonus? Was Julie a year old?
When what?
When Mom went back up to Julie.
She wasn't even born.
She was born December 1st.
Oh, we took her back?
Yeah.
Oh, hell, Julie wouldn't have been more than, I don't know, 6 months old maybe. Just a baby.
Well,
You weren't even around, Chris. You weren't even.
A year.
well, I don't know. That's why it didn't sound like it. I mean, it sounds to me like maybe Mom had the baby in LA on December 1st.
And then
And
moved.
then- and then-
either left right then or left a year later.
Yeah, because he's talking about Christmas.
Yeah, she wouldn't have got knocked up. I should have left her there.
Hey, Dad,
Hmm?
did you go right back up to Tacoma right after Julie was born that month?
I didn't. No.
What did Mom? Did Mom?
No. No, I said about
Did you live down there for a year?
in California.
Yeah, with Julie.
Hell no, I was back up in Tacoma in 40.
Yeah. So see, that's what I'm figuring. That's how I'm figuring that.
I was out working. Went out to Fort Lewis, helping build Fort Lewis in 40.
It didn't find working.
Then I was up in Alaska, probably at the end of sometime in 41, before the war.
These different jobs, but I think Mom stayed there and lived at 509 with Julie and Nomi, and by that time, Roselle, but, they all kind of took kind of a commune thing. I mean, they all kind of juggled up together. I'm sure that looks like 509 because you can see those little, way in the background, you can see these little houses.
Yeah.
And I think that's on Fawcett, 15th and Fawcett in Tacoma, and those little houses, the ones that you can see
Yeah,
across the street here, like,
that's probably down that little yard in
you see
front
this
of.
little house, Dad, back here? That
Yeah.
looks just like those houses that were on Fawcett. And I think, yeah, this is where that Japanese laundry is now.
Yeah.
They had that Japanese laundry was across there, and they had this really nice, right next here, right on this side, is another big, huge, old, like, rooming house thing. There were big houses there. Have you ever gone there to look at?
I remember Naomi's, that old house she lived in.
Well, that's the same, that's 509.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, that's 509. Well, that was Zell's house, and everybody had it, and that was it.
All right. Well, let's pull up another one here. This is.
You know, Zell was very active in the Tacoma creative arts community, you know. That must be at Madison. What do you think, Dad?
I don't know.
Oh. Was there anything on the back of that picture or anything?
Not that we picked up.
We never had any house with a chimney on it.
At Madison?
That looks like that's got a chimney on it.
No, I think this right here, Gramps, right here.
I'm gonna get a
It's
sweater
the
or
side of
something.
another.
Oh, that might be the tree in the front yard. Yeah, that's probably 19th and Madison. So that would be in 19. I got home. That'd probably be a night when their heat on.
See, this is my problem.
Here's the.
Now wait a minute.
Hey, Chris, there's the heater. Turn it over toward you, hon.
What?
Right there.
That's not a heater. That's what's showing those pictures up there.
Well, shit, I can feel the heat off
Yeah.
the dumb thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's that. Oh. Was this another picture?
Yeah, let's
see,
get
that's
off
the
of this
same-
kid's shit.
That's gotta be. That's the same.
Let's
little
move
house.
on about 10,
That's all
20
down at
years.
509.
Okay.
That is, but that other one that you showed.
Let's move on about 10 years, Troy,
I
for
wanted to see
Christ's
how
sake.
old- We don't have any pictures of her that. They all burned down the log house, Troy thinks. Go back to that other one where I said I thought it was.
That was a
maybe the
goddamn
Madison house.
blessing, wasn't it? Count your many blessings, count them one by one. Paid to do any thinking.
46. No, I don't know, Troy. I can't help you on that, this one.
Okay.
It's just the
Say
fix.
that. Say anything you want, Chris. Shit, it
Yeah,
doesn't
make
matter.
it up.
How about these? How about this stud guy here with the hair on his head? Who's that?
Yeah, you should have seen him stand up there and see what he had on.
Did he have anything on?
That's Zella sitting on the bench.
That must be out at Long Branch.
Yeah, that's
What do you
Zella. And that's, what's her name, the girl? Trout.
That must be out at Long Branch. You know, Zell had a place out at Long Branch. You know, when you
Yeah.
go across the Tacoma Narrows Bridge,
Yeah.
like you're going toward Port Orchard, down that little peninsula or something, there was a little town called Long Branch. She had a log house. Was it a log cabin or something out there? There were like 3 or 4 of them that all had little lots out
Yeah, I
there.
think it was.
But yeah, we went there a lot. Right on the salt water.
That's probably that damn Julie standing there.
Yeah, Julie's only like 3. I wasn't even alive then.
I was thinking 2 or 3. Grandma looks like Grandma's putting her hair up over. This is Grandma right here, shading her eyes, isn't it?
Yeah.
And is that
I don't-
Naomi?
No, Nomi's older than.
Older.
No, that's,
That's
what's her name, Chris?
who?
Bot?
BJ's?
Huh? No,
Trout?
Trout's young daughter.
Oh,
And-
Paul Trout's daughter?
Yeah.
She's Zell.
What the hell was her name?
I don't know. I didn't know that. Dad and Mom never got married till I was gonna come along. Did you know that?
I heard that rumor.
Yeah.
It's the damn truth.
They never got
We had a
the only
meeting.
reason- The only reason they got
They
married
had a
when I came
meeting when,
along
what,
was because if he got killed in the war, then Mom would get life insurance.
right. Said, you don't get any money unless you're married, so you guys that aren't married, raise your hands up and we're gonna give you a week off. So boy, about half the guys raised their hands up. I think a lot of guys raised their hands up that
Just to
didn't,
get the week off.
yeah, just wanted to go to town. Anyway, so we went in and with Naomi and Louise and I went up to Seattle and we got married. So she could get my allotment. I gave her everything but $10 in my wages. And the government gave her an allotment too.
But she saved all that.
And she-
smelter. She worked at the
Aluminum plant.
down on the flats.
Yeah, that's a smelter.
And she worked in the lab
Yeah, that's right.
during the war when Dad was,
Doing the war. I hate war.
But what was
Eleanor hates war. I hate Eleanor.
No, he never said that. Now, was Mom working at the lab when you first met her? Was she employed?
When I first met her,
Uh-huh.
hell no, she was just doing nothing.
Just a kid living in the big house.
She we lived on
You know, Mom.
when I first met your mother, we lived on 19. She lived on 19th and J Street in a big 2-story apartment building.
Activity, I guess, at 509. This is a mom and lived in Los Angeles, where Kurt had Aunt Marguerite, and she had 4 daughters. 4 daughters? So Mom had 4 cousins, and they were all kind of close to the same age. And she went to high school down there. She graduated from high school in LA. So,
Well, you're talking about a time now, Troy, when people didn't have any money. No goddamn money.
and Kurt, but he had a job as an engineer, and was he
Oh
working
yeah,
in the
Kurt
lab?
always had a good job. He didn't get hurt in a depression. He went out, he built this damn dam down the river here.
Bonneville.
Hoover Dam, isn't it?
No, Bonneville, I
Oh, Bonneville, yeah. Okay.
But
And then Queens?
yeah, so everybody kind of, but I don't really know. I have a timeline on when Zell and Kurt split up, but I think it was when Zell went back. I don't know, when Mom and Nomi were probably around junior high, and Zell went back east, and she worked at the New York Herald newspaper, and her family was there. She had like 3 sisters and a brother, I think, and so they lived back there. I think that's pretty much was the end of Kurt and Zell's relationship then.
What newspaper did you work in?
The New York Herald.
What was Zell's maiden name?
Right.
Right is right, and right will always be. That's what my mother was, too.
What was a flapper?
Flapper?
Hey, they were free spirits. They were
Oh,
the
just
first wave of women's feminism in the 20s. Have
right.
a good time. Party hard. You know, flapper, the dresses.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
1920s when they did the black bottom and the, huh?
So that's what Zell was a flapper?
Well, she was a free spirit.
So that's what kind of what flapper meant? Free spirit?
No, flapper was a party girl.
Oh.
Zell was an intellect, was a thinker. She was an intellect.
Yeah, she really was.
She was smart. And she was into all this heavy thinking and trying to figure out the way through this world. And she got involved in the artist community, and she had a grant with, the WP. Great Grandma Wright was a guide at the Washington State Capitol. They got involved with
Mary Wright was
Yeah.
a guide at the Capitol?
Yeah. Until her congressman, it was a patronage job.
God, I guess she was a guide there for years and years, wasn't she?
Well, about 8 years is the way I figure it. But then when he lost her, he gave it was a patronage job, and he was going to give it to somebody else this time. But they lived, so when they lived back there, they lived right across, they lived in the congressional apartments. That's one reason why Julie's picture is taken at the Supreme Court building, because that is now the Supreme Court building. They tore down the congressional apartments to build the Supreme Court building. So, and so then right kitty corner from the Supreme Court building on
How did you meet Grandma?
At a dance in Tacoma, up on, what's the street above?
Market Pacific?
No, up above above 509, that was Tacoma Avenue? Yeah, Tacoma Avenue. And probably 11th and Tacoma Avenue, there was a dance hall up there. All the soldiers went there and all the girls went there. And that's where I met her.
What year were you born, Grandpa?
Me?
Yeah.
March the 25th, 1916.
Where at?
Yeah, she should have known better.
Well, I blame Zell. She should have let her daughter go play around with those.
Soldier boys.
Yeah.
Zella
Dog
liked
faces.
us. A lot of people didn't like soldier boys.
But Zell did.
They used to have signs on the beaches, no dogs or soldiers allowed. That's for the war.
That was before the war.
Then when the war started, we loved soldiers. That's the damn truth, too. People are fickle bunch of bastards. And that's the truth, isn't it, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
You weren't even born then, hon.
What year were you born, Chris?
44. My dad took Julie, left me in Tacoma, took Julie and moved to LA. That is a true story. Right, Dad?
Yeah.
And the only reason Mom came back is because I got scarlet fever.
Yeah.
Almost died, and so she came back.
She came busting home then.
Yeah, but she wasn't going to cart a 2-year-old around. See, by that time Julie was.
So you were
7.
You were
5 years
5 years
apart.
apart.
Yeah. So she was 7. So Mom had her fill of Dad and said, "Stick it up your nose, whatever. I'm out of here."
I went back down to LA.
Yeah. Independent of her fight, wasn't she?
Who'd she leave you with?
Dad.
What?
Well, and in 509, see? Dad, you were living at 509.
Before the war. I went
And
down.
see, that's why that doesn't quite all fit, though, Dad.
I think I went down there. I went back to California when I discharged in '39.
Yeah, but when did you discharge? After?
After the war,
Yeah. When was that?
1946
Well,
in
that puts me at 2 years old.
Fort Lewis.
And I thought that when you came back, you said that Mom had bought that house for you.
Yeah, she had.
And then she got mad and left and moved down to LA.
She did.
So she just left you and me alone in that house.
Yes,
So
yes.
you weren't living at 509. So what did you do? Take me down to 509 when you went to work?
I worked in town in body shops.
And who took care of me?
You went to school.
No, I was only 2 years old.
Well,
Silly.
well, whoever. Anyway,
Silly.
your mother didn't stay down there long.
So
You got that scarlet fever, and she came rushing back home then,
Yeah.
or rushing back to where
I
you
don't think it was
hospital.
long, you know.
And then she asked me if can she come home now. Your mom was good on that one. Can I come home now? She pulled that one on over at the store when I left the store. She said, "Can I come home now?" I said, "Yes, you can, honey, but we don't have any. I sold the house."
That's many years later.
And that's when we moved to Reno.
Well, scarlet fever, that's...
Yeah, I have a heart murmur because...
What are you going to do with all this crap you're writing down, Troy? Do you know?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just pretending like I'm writing. There's really nothing here.
I'm not real sure on this one either. Wasn't there one of the guys out at Long Branch was Al that had a cabin, and he left Julie some money to go to college on? You see, Julie was the only...
Al did?
Was the only young one for many years, for 5 years. She was
Baby of the family.
the only...
Somebody left Julie some money. I think it was Al, wasn't it?
I don't know, that's what...
Yeah, it was the one-legged...
No, that was Jake, the guy that lived in...
wait a minute. Let me think about who.
I don't really know. I'm not...
Somebody left her the money, and it wasn't Paul.
No, it was Al.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Who's Al?
I don't know.
No, I know who it was. It was a guy down there that knocked the farts out of pants.
That was Jake.
Jake. Yeah, I think
No, it wasn't Jake.
Jake left the money.
I don't think so.
I do.
It was Al.
Well, Al lived with us there a long time. He was a bookkeeper. But he never ever had
Jake
any,
was the bookkeeper.
and he never had any money.
He didn't?
Hell no. He was living there just like we all were on fried onions and taters, for
Yeah,
Christ's
but
sake.
didn't Al have a cabin out in Long Branch? I mean, you know, as things... Let's see, so that must have been... What, if Julie was like 30 in that picture... So
Let's
that
see.
was in like 41.
No, wait a minute.
So this was in between Dad's services, when he had a body shop then with Vic. Is that when you had a body shop, Dad?
6th and J. That was before the war.
Yeah. So.
I don't know when all this shit went on. sometime along.
In between.
Old Jake used to say he knocked the fart out of pants.
How did that? How? So is this Grandma Wright?
No, I think that's Cell, isn't it? Yeah, it's Cell. She's pretty dapper looking, huh?
I doubt if you have any
That's Cell and Julie.
pictures.
Zell and Julie.
I think so, or me.
Let me see. I could see maybe. Yeah, that's Julie.
Zell and Julie, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's probably 4 or 5 there.
Zell in her old fur coat there. God damn, I remember that thing.
So that had to be in probably 43.
43, 44.
She was a good girl, Zell was. She let me sleep up in the attic with.
Wow, there, you recognize that car, Dad?
Whose old car is that, Gramps? Is that yours? Is that the Model T you stole?
No, that's not any Model A.
I see. It looks like suicide doors on it.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Or who that is.
That's Julie.
Wow.
Probably about a year
Wow.
old.
Where did you get these pictures from?
Out of the box you gave me.
Really?
That's probably some
just
car
saw
I owned there at one time. When I started getting out of this, I had all kinds of cars.
Oh, when you're working at the body shop.
Yeah, well, yeah, and we bought and sold cars and traded cars. When I went in the service,
How many of them did you steal?
when I went in the service, I bought Louise a brand new Oldsmobile. So cause she could go to work over at the smelter there, or the aluminum plant. Well, when I came back, I wanted to go in business, so I sold her car. And I took in trade an old Willys. You wouldn't believe that might even be it there. An old goddamn Willys that, God, we both hated it like hell. I don't know why I ever took it in trade.
Got a good deal on it.
But
huh?
I didn't have it long. I got rid of it too. Got something else.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, what else we got here?
Oh. And there's Grandma Wright.
Yeah, that's Naomi and Robert.
Yeah, your mom's not even in that picture.
I think she's holding this doll here, isn't she?
No, that's me.
And there's Grandma right
Because
there
you
with the
see,
gray head.
That's
ones.
Lynn.
Oh,
That's Lynn.
This is Lynn here.
And Nomi's holding Robert. Because she'd be older.
Mm.
See, Lynn and I are the same age. And so that's great Grandma Wright right there in the middle. That's Zell and Zell right behind her.
That's
yeah, look at those hairdos.
that's Julie right there holding that little doll.
That's me. Julie would be older. Because look at Robert was. That's
No.
Robert and Lynn.
Lynn is Naomi's holding Robert,
Correct.
and there's Grandma right, and then there's Lynn standing out. There.
Right. And Lynn and I are the same age.
Yeah.
Those two people are the same age.
Yeah, that's
Julie
what I'm.
would be 5 years older.
Who?
Julie, she's not in this picture.
Oh.
No. She's not in that picture.
Hmm.
Mom was pretty good looking, wasn't she?
She really was.
Maybe that's Julie there holding the baby.
It's me! I recognize that dog.
That's my daddy!
Julie would be older than Lynn. I'm the same age as Lynn.
I was wondering
That's gotta be me.
about that.
Yeah. Huh. What's that?
Oh, that's something.
Oh, really?
God, Julie
Scott weds Kenneth Thompson. This had to have been.
Kenneth Herman.
This had to have been the. Why don't you read it for us, Chris?
The patio of the home of Mr. and Mrs. Roy D. Scott in Yelm was the scene of the recent wedding of their daughter, Miss Julianne Scott, to Kenneth Herman James. Wow, double names. Thompson, son of Mr. and Mrs. Herman Thompson. The bride who was given in marriage by her father wore a dress of an organdy over taffeta. Oh God, which she made herself.
You remember that, Grandpa?
It was styled with a pointed waistline and a scoop neckline. Can you believe this
Does it
stuff?
say anything there about
Her
us
veil
throwing?
of illusion was fastened to a small hat.
Does it say anything there about us throwing Troy in the shower?
No.
Throwing me in the shower?
No, I mean Ken in the shower when they got married.
Oh, did they? I didn't hear
Yeah,
about
Ken
that.
got pretty loaded. So we were throwing the boy, and we had a hell of a job. He grabbed the sides of the thing, he wouldn't go in. He went in finally.
Where was this? What paper was this out of?
I don't know.
God. Can you believe that stuff? Her veil of illusion was fastened to a small hat. Oh my God.
What's that, Chris?
Her veil to a small hat. They're describing her wedding dress and oh my God.
Yeah, it was an illusion, all right, huh?
People actually wrote like that. I can't believe it.
Who the hell wrote that? Someplace in Ording.
Yeah, I think this is the Ording paper, I think.
Yeah. So, Mrs. Thompson or somebody made all that shit up.
You didn't write that, huh?
No, hell no.
All right, what else we got here?
Well, she made her own bed and she slept in it. I'll give her that much credit.
Yeah?
I told her you're marrying a goddamn cowboy. How the hell you going to walk down the marble halls, for Christ? She always wanted to be a lawyer.
A little hard to find the marble halls with a cowboy, huh?
Goddamn, I hope to tell you.
What do we have here? Now that, I think this is the wedding.
Yeah, that's the house we built there. Louise and I built that house.
So I think these are like cut up logs down here.
Blocks.
Or blocks, yeah, for the steps.
Yeah.
And who's this sitting here? Can you tell? I don't know who any of these people
That's
are.
me.
Which
That's
one?
Robert. That's Lynn and Robert and I.
Oh, okay. So, okay. I was wondering about that.
Yeah, take that picture off. That's a pretty cool house, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it, Chris?
Wow.
So that was.
Really got,
Oh, I
that's
bet
it.
it was.
Yeah.
Because I was in the seventh.
Julie got married there.
Let's see, Julie was. I must have been what, seventh grade. Yeah.
Hell, I don't even know who all's in that picture.
That's Lynn and Robert and I.
I'm
That's Robert right down here. Right here, Robert.
Yeah, probably. Where are you at if you're in the
I'm
picture?
right here. Paige was that. Oh God, I hate Mayor. Page boy. My mother always had me in a page boy. She thought it so wonderful, Jean Allison and all that. Hated that. So I've been a shaghead ever since. Ever since I could have anything good in my own hair. Well, that's interesting. It's the pictures that you picked out there.
Oh, here's the wedding, I think.
Another one.
Yeah, it's the
A
best.
one of just Ken and Julie.
It's the best I could find.
And that old Ford that Ken had
Mhm.
was in the background. That's the best you could find?
Yeah,
You sure, huh?
yeah.
Who the hell is all that bunch of crap anyway?
That's April Johnson there on the very end. You know, neighbor, you know. That's Dick in the back behind
Yeah.
Ken, isn't it?
Who was April Johnson?
She was a neighbor. The neighbors lived down the road. And that person they said was her maid of.
Did you know that we were going to go through this shit when we came here, Chris?
No. You,
I think that's pretty dirty of you, hon.
we just.
Aren't you having a good time?
Are you kidding? No, somebody, when we went up to the,
This is Ken and Julie's budget for their honeymoon.
is that right?
$62.39, by God.
Oh my God, they spent $2.16 for dinner, but $3.50 for breakfast.
Yeah. I like the bottom line. $1 for gas.
Well, $2 for gas at the top.
Oh, it was empty there.
Oh wait, what is the big thing? Something tickets.
Boat tickets.
Boat tickets.
$7.08.
Or was that $17?
Ferry.
Oh.
See, I didn't know the damn ferries had boats.
Motel, $7.50. Dinner. Film.
Where did you get this?
Dad had it.
Isn't that something? Look at that Town Center Motel Mutual too.
Could handle, save that all, that shit
I
all these years.
I know exactly where that motel is. I know exactly where that was. It was right up the street from where I worked at the restaurant Hotel Supply.
I've got a picture of it here, Chris. Hang on. Got a picture of that hotel, I think. Maybe, I don't know if I scanned it.
Oh my God, we got all these pictures to go through. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm just kind of picking out. I thought I had that.
I'll tell you one thing, hon, when we get out of here, I'm forgetting a sniffer. Jesus Christ, oh crap.
Oh, the old log cabin.
Hey.
Look at that.
Look at that.
That's where I was born. Out on the prairie.
No,
That's the Longmire cabin.
no, that wasn't really it. Wasn't that the little cabin? Isn't that the little cabin Clyde that Sel lived in? That was it?
Yep.
Oh God.
That was Longmire cabin.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Well, did you see that Julie Chris ranch house?
Yeah. Yeah.
Julie Chris Ranch, 1950.
Huh.
Porch went out
This must
first
be your
thing,
mom's-
and we got
This must
built
be your
a.
mom's pictures. I've never even seen this picture.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Huh?
I can picture a pig on that front porch.
Huh?
And tell Troy the story about the pig and the tax collector.
Pig and a tax collector.
Oh, no, he wasn't. He was trying to repossess a car I had.
Another one.
And he was, oh yeah, hell shit, I had all kinds of cars I never paid for. You know, I knew the racket. And that old guy, he never did get that car, and he never could, he knew where I worked, and he checked every business along there. And he never could figure out where I was parking my car. And hell, I was parking it right where he was parking his car.
Now see, Julie lived in this house.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived there till I was in the 7th
Julie
grade.
Chris Ranch
So
House
Julie
in
lived here
1950.
From, what, 5th grade?
Till she went to school in Tacoma, probably.
That's the
Yeah.
first time we ever went out on a ranch, 1950.
Oh, that was when you guys moved out there? Was that year?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's when I started 1st grade.
Yep,
I went
that's the
from
year we
first grade
moved
to
out there,
12th grade.
1950.
You know, I believe you and I had the same first grade teacher in Yum.
Mrs. Spencer?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's
did you
something.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, probably those old teachers, you know.
She was
didn't-
pretty old when I had her.
Yeah, she was older as I recall when I had her.
Yeah. That'd have been.
In the whole goddamn ranch.
What was it?
An old melodeon. It was an
Oh.
Organ?
instrument somewhat like a piano, but
Cell had it. It
way
was
back,
Cell's. Wasn't it Cells?
I don't know who had it. Anyway, the insurance man wouldn't insure it till we had it appraised, because he said, I have no idea, but he said that, but it looks like it's expensive as hell. It's probably priceless. And then we lost it. Wouldn't have lost it except Louise moved it from the front of the house in there by the kitchen about the night before that goddamn place burned down.
What's that picture up there?
Till we lost it. Some people. I never heard about any oil leak.
What the hell's the deal with the oil?
You?
Big money.
Up in Canada, your grandfather's oil.
Oh, leaking.
Yeah. I want to find
Lease, oil lease.
Oil lease.
What did you think I said? Leak?
Leak, yeah, and I wondered where the hell oil was leaking.
Out of the car. So what about this oil lease in Canada?
Did you want that chair back like you had it, Dad?
No, what about the oil lease?
Well,
Where's the money?
That's a good one.
Dad?
Chris can answer that for you. We didn't get any money.
What the hell happened to it?
Because we wouldn't sell that whole lease for $10,000,
Well, tell him.
split 6 ways, and pay the Canadian government 25% of it, or 29, which was it?
Yeah, but you
Some
gotta tell him-
ridiculous. Big wheat land up in Canada. He was a millionaire, for Christ's sake.
Grandpa was?
Hell yes, he was.
Grandpa's Scott.
But I never saw any of it. My dad pissed it all off. He bled his grandfather to death. That's the damn truth. I don't know why he was Grandpa's favorite, but he was.
He was a playboy.
But that was ridiculous. Because my grandfather was awful religious and my dad was a whoremonger.
Yeah, but exactly how religious your grandfather was, we're not sure about what his relationship with.
Well, he was just screwing Amy, but that was religious.
He was religious.
I'm just goddamn sure he brought Amy Simple McPherson down here, so
You know who Amy Simple
I say there was more involved
You never
there.
heard of her? Really?
I think there was more involved there than religion.
Tell Troy who Amy Simple McPherson was. He doesn't know. He doesn't know who she was. Down here?
When my grandpa came down,
Yeah. He was a big backer of her.
well, I'd be way before I was born or before Robert was born. I'm wondering how old Robert was.
This had to be in about the early 1900s.
I was born in 16, and I'm sure Robert was either 3 or 4 years older than I was. So I figure Robert was born in about 1912. Yeah, something like that. So my grandfather had came down here
Anyway, he had this
before
big
that.
wheat ranch in Canada.
Where at?
I'd say my grandfather
Up in
probably
Alberta.
my grandfather probably came to the United States in the early 1900s.
These oil leases are right above North Dakota. And we've been contacted by Keystone Petroleum. Well, it's he and his 2 sisters, and then
We had 6 shares,
so there's
but only my dad only gave us 4 shares, and he gave 2 shares to his last wife he had.
yeah.
My dad married a religious woman. God damn, I can't imagine such a thing. A goddamn drunken bum and marries her. And then, of course, he regretted it as long as he lived, but that's what he did. I don't know.
He was trying to redeem himself.
He really found a woman he liked, he married, but boy, she died about a year after they got married. That really kind of put the Kubota on him, I guess. But he was just a playboy all his life.
Your dad was.
Well, sure, my dad was born from a rich family. My brother jumped on the train, and he never declared any citizenship.
But do you think that was Amy Simpleton McPherson that was behind coming down to the United States? Because she could make some big bucks. She could become a big,
I don't know.
big time event.
I don't know.
Preacher.
I don't know. I know he brought her down here.
And once that song, now's your chance to sing your Lord Lifted Me song. That's Amy Simpleton McPherson.
Oh, is that her song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sing it, Dad.
No, I don't know her,
Oh,
so.
come on.
How does it go?
God, I can't shut him up about singing it.
That
Go
was-
ahead.
That was lovely.
No,
I
here
was sinking deep in sin,
That's one of.
far from that morn.
Come on. What was
I was sinking deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore. Hurry cry from the waters lifted me. Love lifted me. That's the way it went.
Love lifted me, not Lloyd, huh?
No, love lifted him. Love lifted me.
Maybe that was actually Grandpa.
Then passed the tray.
Huh?
Then passed the tray. Huh?
Yeah, wanted to see the
Wanted
rustle of the green. She took the rustle of the green and went to Africa with a choir boy. He lived over there for, I don't know, maybe a year, and then they split up. I think the boy got all he wanted of that and came home. But so she came back too then, but she never could get back into leadership of the church. She was all through.
That discredited her.
Disgraced.
I had a big, nice house in Seal Beach.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, had
yeah,
that.
they were
Hell, they had that
they
one.
were
Even
wealthy
had that even
Dad,
after I got out of my first hitch.
But Dad, they didn't have anything. The only reason they survived is because of Dad's
My
mom.
grandpa left every one of the kids an oil well. My dad took them all and sold them.
And gambled the money away.
Except my sister Margaret got one back. She nailed him to the cross. She said, "You stole our inheritance." And she said that possibly we could go to court and there could be something settlement made. But there couldn't have been. He didn't have nothing. Said he gambled everything he had away. My grandfather put him in the business, in the automotive. What was that car? Willie's Knights or something? Yeah, I think of Willie's Knights or something like that. A pretty popular old car. He lost that business. He lost every business he went in. My mother'd sneak pillows out of the house, and she'd tell us some damn cock and bull crap we nobody believed. She was taking those pillows to him because he was in jail, drunken driving. And not only that, but getting out and popping the cop when he got.
Whoops.
Oh yeah, get right in a fight. Hell, he'd knock the cops down and overpowered him.
But after all those years, I mean, he did eventually, when his money all ran out, he did have to work for a living, and he did work for Richfield Oil for
20 years.
25 years. He had that ring, I think it says 25
Would that
years.
say 25 on it?
I think so.
I was just looking at the other day, and I knew it was 20 something, but I didn't. Surprised that he ever did that.
What was your dad's name?
Then I thought about it, and I think that all went back to when he went to work
Roy Scott.
on Rio Grande, on the building a pipeline from Seal Beach to out to where Margaret lives,
Bakersfield.
Bakersfield. Yeah, he worked on that pipe. And I think when what did you say? Whoever gave him that, they bought Rio Grande oil out, and everybody's time counted.
Richfield bought Rio Grande.
Yeah.
And
Then the time you have with both of them. But he ended up with Richfield checking the tanks, measuring the amount of oil in those big tanks.
storage tank.
And boy, I guess that was a responsible job. You had to be very accurate, right down to damn near the gas in those big tanks. By God. But finally he got so he couldn't climb up the tank side of the tanks. So I guess that's when he retired. And then they gave him a ring.
So what was your grandpa's name?
What was my grandpa's name?
Yeah, what was his name?
My grandpa's name was Grandpa.
Grandpa who? Grandpa Roy? Don?
I think his name was Charles. Don't you think that sounds right?
No, Charles was your mother's adopted family.
Oh yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
Dad's mom was a
Was it?
orphan.
Oh, was she really?
Yeah. Her
Well, my
mother
grandpa's
is,
name had to be Scott, for Christ's sake.
yeah, what was his first name?
I'm not so sure. I can't even remember what my grandmother's name was. And Louise and I went there and lived with her for a while when we went down. I think when we first, I don't know.
But Dad's dad,
But
his name was Roy. What was your dad's name?
Horton.
Roy Horton Scott. And so Dad was Roy Donald Scott. And so they, all of Dad's side of the family call him Don. They don't call, and that's where all that comes in.
I don't know what my brother's name.
My mom always called him Don.
I don't know what Robert's name was.
Associates call him Roy. You know, later. Because no one wanted to affiliate his father with him. So.
Charles, they were the name of the.
Dad's mother, Gladys, she lived to be. I don't think I should call Margaret up. 89. I think your mom lived to be 89.
Sounds. I don't know about that either.
Bakersfield, but she was.
I'll have to ask Margaret about
She was a
that.
survivor. She held the kids together. There were 2 boys and 2 girls.
Well, she was at our wedding. Your mom was at our wedding in 1980.
Really? You
Yeah.
and Chris's in
Yeah.
Roseburg?
We got pictures of her.
Really?
Yeah, remember she fell getting off the bus and had a black eye.
What the hell is this shit?
When Troy and Chris got married, your mom came up for that wedding.
Came up for the wedding. That was the last time.
Oh, wait a minute. And yeah, she
fell off that fell getting off the bus and ended up getting
or something.
Yeah.
I kind of remember that now.
Her name was Gladys.
Yeah.
But she was born in England on the Isle of.
I don't think my mother ever met her brother again. I'm not sure about that, whether or not that she did or not, but Margaret did.
Yeah.
Oh, Margaret.
And
Met
Margaret
Aunt
sold.
Margaret did, because I think, didn't he live up in San Francisco or something?
Yeah, and she sold him that antique thing.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
bought from the
Later in
lady
life.
from next to nothing.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. Well, the old gal brought it on herself. She tried to rip Margaret off on some carnival glass. Margaret was into depression glass. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, big collection.
Oh, God, all kinds of stuff that they made there. She had tons of that on her walls of her house she lived in, and it was valuable, very valuable.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, she was out there one time with Margaret. With her Gay was into antique furniture, so Margaret went with her to this store, and the lady sold Margaret some damn thing that she called antique, and Margaret found out that it was just what they call water glass or something, colored glass. So anyway, next time Margaret wouldn't even go in. Gay wanted to go look at some furniture. Margaret wasn't going to go in. Finally, Gay talked her into coming on in anyways. He said, "You don't need to talk to the lady."
What's this
So
picture,
she went there, and the lady
26.
started showing Margaret something that she said was a good piece of colored glass, and Margaret hemmed and hawed her out, and I guess she finally gave her a few dollars for it. She knew it was priceless. And boy, she called her brother up that was in San Francisco. He came right down and paid.
Her cousins, Gay, and Gay is a little older than Julie. Gay's 72.
Gay's older than Terry. Was older than Terry, yeah.
But
By a year, I think.
Terry died about 2 years ago.
I don't know who that is in the middle.
Julie. That's Julie. And that's
So
Gay. These are Aunt Margaret's.
That looks about right. Terry's got his
These are
glass.
the Bakersfield family.
Okay.
You know,
Terry's
Dad's
got his
sister
cup in
Margaret,
his
that's
hand.
Bakersfield. That's her daughter and her son.
Oh, okay.
And her son was an oil driller, just like his dad, and he died emphysema.
He drilled oil wells all over the world.
Yeah,
Terry did.
yeah, North Seas.
more than his dad did.
Yeah.
I don't think his dad ever drilled a well out of the United States. First gas wells for the state of Oregon up in Astoria. And they paid him a fortune and another fortune to come back and drill 2 more. And he got gas in every one of them. And that was the last thing he ever did. Got up out of his chair one morning and told Margaret, I'm going in and lay down. He walked about 3 steps and fell dead.
That was Tex.
Just like
His
that.
dad, their dad.
Bang.
And Gay, the other cousin, her cousin, these are Julie's cousins. And so Gay was a school teacher. And she lives in Bakersfield now. And she's married to a policeman and they are retired. And she takes care of, keeps an eye on Margaret. But Margaret is totally blind. Her mother, Julie's aunt, is totally blind, but she lives on her own.
She told the fire. She said, we don't have any fire here. And the fireman said, I know you don't have any fire here. We're with the emergency team. And Julie said, oh, come in.
Her Aunt Marguerite.
Yeah, Aunt Margaret. Aunt Marguerite is Kurt's sister.
Oh.
Aunt Margaret is Dad's sister.
Okay.
There's 2 people, 2 different people.
She's my sister. Her older than me.
Older.
Okay.
Her 90, hers all 91-year-old.
Next picture. Anyway, Gay's a real nice lady.
Yeah, Dad said that Mom always
Gay sounds, Gay is like, sounds about like Dad. You'd recognize her as being a Scot right away.
Oh yeah, Margaret's a year older than I am. In January, she's gonna be 92. And in March, I'm gonna be 90. Getting older and shit.
Older than what?
You heard me. Okay, we're all the way through. There's the old log cow. But that would amaze me. I wouldn't believe that picture myself.
Yeah.
I'll be goddamn. I wonder who took that
That's
picture.
before you guys did any improvements to it or anything. Before you added on the kitchen. So I mean, yeah, I thought that was that old cabin from down there by the Gravestein tree where Zell lived.
No, that was a not manufactured, but that was just a little board-built building.
Yeah.
That wasn't any log cabin.
Yeah.
Who are these good-looking people?
What? Who are those people? I see 2 or 3 good-looking ones there. 2 good-looking ones.
Well, especially the one in the middle.
And one bald head. Some guy trying to put the make on him, probably.
You know where that is? You know where that is?
No.
Oh, that's at Montauk Point. It's the very, very end of Long Island.
Wow.
If you go way up to the very,
I've been
very
there.
end. Yeah.
I've been there.
Oh.
I recognize it now, but I didn't recognize it. Yeah.
Oh. That's in my little picture.
I'll be damned. I wish I'd have known. I'd have snapped a picture there too. Yes, at the very end of Long Island.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that place. I would wish they'd have kept that house.
Yeah.
God, that
Well, this picture
wouldn't do me any good now though, 'cause you gotta climb.
This picture was taken out there too. I mean, we were
You have to climb stairs to go up and down
that
everything you
picture
did.
of the 4 of us.
Yeah.
There was a way you could walk right down here, down this road, down to the
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah.
And that's where this is, on the beach at Montauk Point.
Oh, was it really? I don't
Yeah.
remember the.
No, not here. Here.
Oh.
Told him
He told her.
Hey,
Chris,
Dad,
He was a damn sight smarter.
if you behave yourself and don't get too ornery, I'm going to take you to a restaurant tonight where you're going to get the best oysters that you've ever had.
no, we're gonna make.
Oh God, I'm a nice guy. I what do you want to know, Troy?
Oh, I thought it was. I thought we were gonna have croup.
Oh no, hell
Huh?
no.
Croup,
Croup's a lot better for you than oysters.
do you know what he's saying?
Crude?
Croup. The croup balls. Tennis balls. Remember those?
No.
We used
I
to
don't.
make 'em
it's
for-
a Thompson thing that they make.
Remember those big balls we used to make, and we used to eat them?
Potato, was it flour?
Yeah,
or-
flour and potatoes, and we boil them up in water.
Boy, I sure don't know.
You don't remember those, huh, Gramps?
No, I couldn't even find that recipe. Oh,
Is that Kurt?
Kurt, are you bullshitting?
No, isn't that Kurt in his, didn't they wear them fancy little hats? But engineers wore them fancy little hats back in the...
No, I don't know who that is. Somebody. I have no idea.
That's Ken and Julie. That's her tall, lanky cowboy.
Don't give it.
Huh?
Don't give away any more information.
I want to know, what about these family secrets here?
Wait, we
There's a lot of, this is better than Dallas, for
Yeah,
God's
we've been
sakes.
giving away a lot of stuff for free. Now let's talk about money. And we'll get down to the nitty gritty of it.
Money?
We'll give you all the dirty stuff. Where did Chris go to town? Or to bed?
I think she left me.
She's just smarter than hell. She knew what you were doing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fairly recent. I mean,
I think that was one of our family reunions, I think.
oh,
Over there at Schultz's or something.
yeah,
I kind of like that picture.
yeah.
Hello, gang.
Yeah.
Who?
Huh?
Who? Denver Dan and his hard-boiled egg.
And this hard-boiled gang,
Oh,
you
gang.
dumb son of a bitch.
Oh. Oh.
That's not part of the ditty, though, but it does rhyme with it, doesn't it?
So how does it go?
That's it. Denver Dan and his hard-boiled gang, you dumb son of a bitch.
That don't rhyme. It can't be right.
God, that was Julie's favorite, wasn't it? Denver Dan and his hard-boiled gang, Adam O'Toole and Doon. Murray and Wright, they stood one night in the Silver Star Saloon. The door swung back, and the kid in black came walking slowly in to the bandit's lair with a hostile air and looking mighty grim. At last he spoke, and I hoped he'd choke if he didn't chill you through. His voice was froze as cold as the snows as he faced that lawless crew. Sign from the borderline of Canada through the States, on the trail of a gang I'd follow through hell's gates. A year ago up in Idaho, they killed my pal Jim Kelly, who was going away the following day to marry his sweetheart Nellie. I hit the trail. I've been following it close from coast to coast, and I'm a-thinking that trail ends here. The man I haunt and the man I want, worse than anyone else in the game, is Denver Dan. Now Denver Dan made a grab for his .45, which laid on the polished bar. Too quick on the snatch, he met his match that night in the Silver Star. The kid in black seemed to have wings. His gun seemed to leap to meet the sweep of his hands. The chamber spun and they roared and won, and Denver Dan was no more. He turned on another who dove for cover, too late to escape his lead. And he got 4 more, he hit the floor, a bullet in his heart, stone dead. But it...
Boy, we're gonna have to print the words out because he won't remember them all.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't think you'd remember them all.
Where did you learn that poem and who wrote it?
Hell, I've looked myself, I've wondered about it, but I never have found it since then. I don't know how come I ever remembered it, memorized it. I guess part of it was Julie always wanting to hear it.
Yeah, but was it something that Zell, was it, I know Zell, when you were in the service, she sent you a book of poems, didn't she?
Oh no, that wasn't anything she would have wrote.
No, but she sent you some.
You know, I
She
think
sent you
about
that.
it now. I'm going to look when we get home, maybe. You know that little kind of a ready pamphlet,
Yeah, I know, but I
Calamity Jane?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it could be in that. It's possible. In other words, I have no idea where it is. No idea at all.
I think in the war sent you Walt Whitman's, it's the book of poems that Clinton got from Monica Lewinsky, Green Leaves or something like that. Anyway, I was really surprised to see that Zell had sent that to Dad. And
I'll be damned.
Yeah, and you know, when I was going through some of the stuff that I kept from Mom, I found a letter that Dad had written. He was stationed in London, and you wrote it. I put it in that little pile that I brought you this morning. It's a letter that you wrote to Grandma Wright, and you said thanks for, you know, gee, I was surprised to get your letter, and I guess it was like the second letter before it finally got over to him in London, you know, and how when he got done clearing this country out of these guys so he could come home, you know, making it safe again for our children. My dad writing something like that, it was just like,
I didn't stay in London long. I went to France to see the girls' underpants.
but you didn't get to go stay there long either.
No, I didn't. I went to see Kaiser, you know, the goddamn Hitler, son of a bitch. But I never got to ever see Hitler. I saw my brother when I got to the Rhine River. That's the Rhine River separated our forces from the Russian forces. The Russians were on one side, and we had orders to stop on our side.
On the Rhine.
And then they'd yell and try to talk to us across the. Sometimes they'd get somebody there that could speak English, and he'd act like an interpreter, things back and forth. And that's where I saw my brother. Well, he was in an infantry outfit, and I said, "How in the hell did you ever get here?" He said, "I walked." And I said, "What do you do?" And he says, "When I'm here, I'm a cook, and when we march, I'm a foot soldier." And so he asked me, "What the hell do you do? You're here and you're not even with an outfit." And I said, "Oh, hell, I don't know what happened to my outfit." So then that's the last I saw of my brother.
So what did you do in the Army? What did you do in the Army?
I did what I was told. I thought we discussed that a long time ago.
Well, no. All I ever heard was you were a radiator mechanic.
I was a sharpshooter, and I did what I was told to do.
He was an early day incarnation of what they call now Special Forces.
Yeah, he was.
He's in front of the front line.
They do all kinds of things to cover up what you do. You know, back then it was kind of a dirty. Actually, you're a damn assassin. That's what you were. That's what I did.
You went in front of the front
I
line.
infiltrated the German forces and shot the officers behind the line. Because the Germans, our officers have to go up with the troops.
Oh, yeah.
They have to lead the troops. That's why we needed so many second lieutenants. Because they were the son of poor bastards that were going.
Yeah.
Leading the troops.
Yeah.
And didn't know shit. Should have been some more experienced people. Anyway, but that's the way she worked. In the German army, the officer came up after the troops to direct them, you know.
Yeah.
So they always came up in those kind of funny looking stacks. We blew them apart. That's what we'd do. We'd hide out there by the edge of the road and blow the bastards apart. One car usually would be all you'd really get a chance to get, and then we run like hell and go hide somewhere. And then if things quieted down, we could stay there, up there in the front maybe a week like that, doing that. But
So
then
how
finally
did you get food?
finally you fall back through your own line. Well, you carried rations with you, K rations, the hard-ass biscuits that would rake your teeth off, and all that other crap. But when we decided it was getting too tough, well, we'd fall back. But you got to be damn careful you don't fall into your own lines. They'd blow your butt away. They don't know, what you're doing.
You probably weren't in a uniform then, were you?
Huh?
Did you wear a uniform?
Had to have something. Shit, our own guys that had killed us.
Oh, okay.
Before you could tell somebody who you were.
Yeah.
I had no more trouble. I had more trouble with officers than with the troops. The officers were always wanting to know, who are you and what are you doing here? And I'd get my phone number. I'd say, call the phone number, they'd come out and say, yeah, what can we do for you? What can we do?
They're your buddies then, huh?
Oh, yeah, you're damn right. They got their butt chewed.
Ah. So
Yeah.
you weren't supposed to tell them nothing, huh?
But then I wasn't there long at the Rhine River, and we started falling back. And I ended up down Marseille, France. We thought all the guys thought we were going home. And I said, fellas, you better quit your horse shit thinking because we're in the wrong place. Home, we're going the other way. And they said, what do you mean we're going the other way? They said, we're going down through the Panama Canal and up the other side. And I said, bullshit, you're going over to Okinawa, and that's just where we were going to.
Ooh.
So we were out on, about 2 weeks out. The flight officer called us up on top, called me up, and he said, I want to know if I had a squad. Are you controlling? What do you do? He said, and I said, I do what I'm told. Oh, and he said, that's what I do. So he said, do you have a squad? He said, I got an order, you're supposed to come up here and we'll give you firing practice. So I had about 3 or 4 men in my squad left then. So we went up there. So we shot at stuff they'd throw out in the water. Got kind of familiar with him. We talked a lot. But he said, I don't know what you're going to do, but he said, you're going to Okinawa. And he said, you're supposed to go in the first wave ashore. So where the hell are you going? And I told him, I said, I'll be goddamn if I know, because I didn't know anything about it. I was goddamn not wanting to do that either. I didn't want to be the first ones hitting Japan's home breach. And then the news came on, Japan surrendered.
Oh, wow.
So our ship turned around, they dumped us off in the Philippines. And I stayed there till we came home. I got transferred from the one outfit I was in. The captain said he's goddamn happy to see me go.
What?
He'd had a grudge against me because when I first went back in, they sent me to Mississippi for some basic training refresher course, they call it, you know. So then after that, I was supposed to go to Anniston, Alabama. And they gave me 1 week to go home, and then I said you can't go home in 1 week and come back. I requested an extension. So when I got home, Louise was standing on the porch waving the thing. She says, extension denied. And I said, well, the hell with that. And so I took another week.
Oops.
So I went into this company, but I rode the train to Chicago, and then you got on a goddamn bus down to Anniston, Alabama. I didn't know where Anniston, Alabama was or anything. And the truck driver stopped in the night, and he said, okay, soldier. And I said, what do you mean, okay? I said, where the hell am I? He said, see that road? Just head down that road. And he said, I don't know how far you got to go. Nobody can go down there. So I said, well, I'm not, where's next town? He said, 3 miles down the road, Anniston. I said, well, I'll go on down to Anniston. I went down. There's three MPs sitting there on a bench. And I thought, oh, shit, somebody knows something. So I went right over there, and I told them who I was, and I'm reporting in. I said, I'm a week over. And they said, what's your name, Private? And I said, Scott. We thought so. We're waiting for you. And he said, just sit down. And then pretty soon here comes a staff car. And I thought, oh, shit, I'm really in. But the staff car just hauled me out to where I had to go. And then the sergeant put me under arrested quarters. That means you sleep there at night. He said the old man wants to see you in the morning. So in the morning I went in, I highballed him, I knew just what to say. Yes, sir, reporting in. He said, you're in about a week late. He said, what's your excuse? So I told him, what the hell? I said, I couldn't go home in a week and back. I said, you got to have a couple of days at home.
Yeah.
Well, he said, I understand that, but you did not obey your orders. He said, I should court-martial you, and I would court-martial you if I could. And he said, but I can't. And he said, I'm supposed to have moved you out of here before now. So he said, you be ready to go in the morning and the sergeant will take you. He's going to take you down to Georgia, the main town in Georgia.
Savannah,
Huh?
Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, Atlanta, Georgia. So you're going to go to school down there. And I said, what kind of school I'm going to go to? He says, you're going to go to repair school. And so I went down there, but it wasn't any repair school at all, boy. It was a,
What was it?
well, it was a secret training course.
Oh, for this.
That's what it was, because I'd already qualified marksman, sharpshooter, but they wanted to know if you could really do it. But it was quite a deal. They had an old master sergeant there taking us through the course.
Yeah.
He ran us first, and targets popped up, you know, and you shoot at them.
Yeah.
Then he said, I'm going to run you through the course again. I want you to use peripheral vision. And everybody said, what the hell is peripheral vision? He said, shoot to your right and to your left whenever a target pops up. Then he said, now I'm going to give you a little tip. Don't look right or left. Just look straight ahead. And whatever pops up in your side vision, you shoot at it. And that's what we did do. So that went pretty good.
Bad, like Dad said. And the war killed a lot of people and used a lot of resources, but what did now why the economy really got going was the GI Bill and everything that was done for the soldiers after the war. That's what really, you know, and the fact that the Marshall Plan, they put all this money to build up the people they just destroyed so that then there wouldn't be any more wars. That's the premise behind that. So all of that in combination.
Well, that
The
and then
CCC, the WPA and all that kind of stuff wasn't getting us out of the depression, no.
the fact is that the GIs didn't get any mustering out pay except what you had coming. But then they had these programs where you could get government loans, and that's how Vic and I bought that shop we first had.
Yeah.
He and I combined bought that shop.
Vic, you know who Vic was, no me.
Yeah.
But that didn't work.
Robert's dad.
That didn't work too good. Vic had already, I don't know.
Vic, the war kind of got to him, didn't it?
Huh?
I said, didn't he have problems because of the war?
Alcohol, yeah.
Vic.
He became an alcoholic. I think he became an alcoholic during the war. I have no way of knowing that. But we worked in that shop pretty good for about a year, maybe, I don't know, I guess maybe we lasted for a year. But Vic had hands started cracking. Gasoline would crack his fingers clear to the bone. You could look at his hand and see the bone. And so I told him, I said, God damn, Vic, why didn't you say something? You can't go on doing that. I said, hell, I can run the shop. I can order this. So then I said, but you can sell the cars. So he agreed to that. But then finally people would come and they say, where's this salesman? And then finally I'd find him in the goddamn tavern down the street about half a block from the shop. So that went on for a while, and then I told him, I said, well, we're going to have to just quit, Vic. Your business spot isn't any good, and you don't want to do it. And he said, no, I don't want to do it. I just didn't want to say. But he said, I'm happy to quit. And I said, okay. So we sold her out, and that was it. He went to work down there on the smelter where that big tower was. And funny thing was, I'd never realized that, but Robert told me that. He stayed there about 20 years.
Yeah.
Goddamn time got away from us, I guess. 'Cause, gee, goddamn, I never realized he stayed there about 20 years. But then Robert started taking care of him because he was total alcoholic. And Robert would let him have a bottle a month. But that didn't work. Vic was stealing another bottle from somewhere. So then Robert started just doling out the little bit of whiskey at a time to him. But it didn't do any good. He died finally. Died alcoholic. My brother died same way on Skid Road. He died an alcoholic too. That's what a lot of veterans do. They can't cope, you know. They can't cope.
Hey Troy, did you ever hear the story about Dad taking the pliers to Julie?
No. What was that? What was that about?
I sent Julie out to get a pair of pliers. I forget what I was doing. And I told her where they are. They're right there in the pump house. And she went out there and she came back and said she couldn't find them. She was I said, what do you mean you can't find them? The damn things are right there in front of the pump house. So I went back out there with her, and there the damn pliers were laying right there on the floor, but a little bit under the pump. And I said, well, they're laying right there, for Christ's sake. So I picked the pliers up and I swatted her butt with them. That's her story about getting me whipping her with the
Whipping with the pliers?
with the pliers, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that, but I never knew the story.
She never forgot that either, did
Yeah,
she?
she didn't. It must have stuck with her, huh?
Yeah. That lesson stuck with her.
Yeah, because Dad never gave any swats. It was Mom that gave the
Oh,
swats.
Mom was the swatter, huh?
But
She had
Julie-
switches.
Julie milked a cow, and that's more than somebody else would do.
Well, I was too smart to do
Chris
that.
was too smart, and poor old Julie got sucked into milking the cow. Yeah, we used to have a milk cow. And then we had some geese and a couple of dogs. I gave me a couple of Alaskan Huskies. Oh, they had a ball chasing the sheep, chasing the geese and killing them. So I kept warning them. I finally, I shot one of the dogs and killed him. And I shot at the other one and I didn't kill him. But I had him up by the house, and the kid that I used to work with me came up then, and he said, what's the matter with him? I said, well, he's got shot there a little. And so he said, well, he'd take him. So he took him, but then later he told me, God, I got into a lot of trouble. He said, my neighbors started asking if I knew anything about a dog that was running loose, killing people's geese and chickens. He knew, because he said the dog would come to the house and tear right through the screen. If you go on then on the porch, you had to have the door closed, or he'd just walk right through the screen door and go in the house. That's the end of that.
That's the
Let's
story.
get the hell out of here, honey, while we can still get home and
now
Fort
there's
Derry.
one other one, that Ticky Tough on My Tool or something like that. What the hell was that about?
Who put that ticky tough on Mike too?
That's,
Yeah.
that's them making fun of the way I talk.
That was you, wasn't it, Chris?
Yes.
Well, it was I remember my mom saying something about that. What was the story there?
I don't know. Chris just saw some sticky stuff on her stool one time. She wanted to know who put that ticky stuff. Just not sticky stuff, but ticky stuff. Who put that ticky stuff on my tool? On my tool.
A family joke is somebody else's.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, funny, those things live forever, don't they?
In some people's minds.
Yeah.
What about
And Julie's big one is he hit me with the pliers. Whipped me with a pair of pliers.
there was one other, and that was something about the salt and pepper shakers or something like that. What was the deal there? You had the
Oh, salt and pepper
Well,
shake.
we didn't have any pepper shakers in
No,
our
salt
house.
shaker.
what was it?
Yeah, whoever didn't put the salt shaker back in the middle of the table had to go haul in a load of rocks.
Why?
And I caught Julie on it.
Get work done.
I caught Julie on it and Chris on it. And boy, finally they got me. I had to go haul a load.
You had to go haul.
We were building a deck out there, and we were just hauling all the old rocks in, and then we
You
cemented
know
them.
that picture that
top
you
of 'em.
said was, I said was Robert and
Yep.
Lynn and I at the wedding?
Yeah.
That whole patio was created by rocks
Yeah.
that were
Wow.
picked off that field in the front where the old Shetland ponies were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
that was
in the-
filled full of rocks.
the field that I shouldn't have plowed.
'Cause that's how we made it.
My
And
neighbors
So
warned me, but
you plowed that up, and then all
Yep,
the rocks.
my neighbors warned me that if you plow that field, you're just gonna plow the rocks up. And sure as hell, boy, that's what it did. That's what's happening out there right now where that guy's fixing that 6-acre field. There's lots of rock in it.
Coming up.
But he's doing pretty good. I've seen him stopping and carry some of the rocks off. Most of those guys won't do that. They
Yeah.
just run on over them and
Yeah.
go on.
Yeah.
But I hope he does it all.
I do too.
Yeah, 'cause